NBA basketball in store for you here at Quicken Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. It's the home of the Cavs, live on 2K Sports. Looking at the last game for the Cleveland Cavaliers, it was a loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia. And a very close one there, too. The buzzer sounded. They were only down by 1 bucket.
Yeah, it's just hard to make up when you have an inability to make free throws consistently, and that's why they ended up losing.
Yes, sir. I think some doubt started to creep in when they kept missing those foul shots. You could see them start to shy away from wanting to even go to the line.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Scola out there with Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Carroll in at the small forward. And though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense and rebounding are Valanciunas' bread and butter. That was the case with him when he was playing in Lithuania Club, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with this combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity. Just a tad over-aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo. But he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set, and you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
Now, here's Lowry, coming off a stellar performance against Detroit. DeRozan can't get that one to fall. Shumpert against Lowry. LeBron James on the wing. Beyond the arc. And that one's good. I'm talking about Iman Shumpert. He seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yes, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly. But as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Outside Lowry. Pass to Scola. To stop the run. And he lays it up and in.
Just the shot they wanted. Point-blank range.
Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against the Detroit Pistons.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at them.
Here's Lowry, following the score by Cleveland. It's DeRozan with the drive. That doesn't go either for DeRozan.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Love outside. To the middle, here's Mozgov. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Oh, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Well, last year, Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but, you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group.
And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And also, it's been a positive to watch that they've attacked the paint offensively as well. It's really been about the balance that they've shown.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Anderson Varejão's checked in for Mozgov. Tristan Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. J.R. Smith's checked in for LeBron. And it's Williams in for Iman Shumpert. And it's the Cavaliers with the ball after the Raptors pick up 2. Smith kicks to Williams. Ross with the steal. And oh, here we go with Ross. Nobody back. Williams with the block. They get it back.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Cavaliers lead by 3. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter.
All 3 years at Kentucky,
Patterson Clark, exactly the guy he says he is, and that's why he's one of those glue guys you've got to have on your team.
Yep, Velcro Valutility, I call him, the kind of guy who his teammates just love. I mean, they know he's always going to have their back, and he's always going to work hard. He's going to do what he's supposed to do and be where he's supposed to be and do it when he's supposed to do it.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
You know, you can tell right now this team's on the same page. They are right where they want to be offensively.
Well, finding scores on time and on target with your passes, it makes scoring the ball easy for them.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Tristan Thompson is out there with Kevin Love, and it's Williams at point guard.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Mark, one thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistent. Beats the rock, wears his opponents down.
And talking about Lowry, going to Toronto was a godsend for him. I mean, he had clashed with a number of coaches early in his career. His hard-headedness had been working against him. But in Toronto, he learned how to buy into a system and save the wrath for his opponent.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Shumpert is checked in for Smith, and it's Kyrie Irving in for Williams. DeRozan in the corner. And so the ball's out of bounds. Shumpert touched it last. Cavaliers making a switch here. Mozgov's checked in. With it, and he also played a big role in that last game with Detroit. Just 5 on the clock, and the dunk by DeRozan.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep. Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Johnson. Here's Carroll. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's assisted by Kyle Lowry. First half come.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down. LeBron James putting in some And now, folks, it's...
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
An excellent game we've seen from LeBron. 12 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Tamari Carroll is out there with Scola. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5, down low. And that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession. Raptors on defense, trailing by 2. And there's Mozgov. That's good on the assist by LeBron. And that's now 6 points for Timofey Mozgov.
Now, one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
Lowry passes to Scola. Kept alive. Valanciunas. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Valanciunas has got 8.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Irving kicks to Love. Knocked away. It's stolen by Lowry. And oh, here we go. DeRozan, nobody back.
That almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it now ties the game. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, it's back even.
The drive by James, and yes, sir, that one drops. 14 points for him. Cavs not scoring with a lot of their bench. A big part of that is they just didn't go to the bench very often.
Well, you talk about the Cavs and the bench near the bottom in total bench minutes played. The bench didn't have a lot of firepower, didn't shoot the ball well, and considering they got limited minutes, oftentimes struggled to find any kind of rhythm out there.
Toronto calls timeout.
And you just look back over the career of LeBron, and you have to say he's an all-time great already. I mean, the numbers are there, the multiple championships, some already calling him the best small forward to ever play the game.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
During that break, Dwayne Casey had some words for his team. He went over the offensive plan, and that hinges on running through Valanciunas. Coach is looking for big things from him throughout the rest of this game on the offensive end. A lot of the scoring burden will fall on him. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Cav, it'll be interesting.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Love, and there's another one for the Cavaliers. And you just look at LeBron, Clark, in a historical context. Last season, he became the first player since Bill Russell and his Celtics to make it to the NBA Finals 5 consecutive years.
Boy, I tell you what, this says even more about LeBron, that whenever he leaves a team, they miss the playoffs. No matter what team he's on, they're favorites to win their conference.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Smith on the wing, the 3. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
You know, not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the board.
It's been brutal in terms of the physicality down low.
Excellent, really solid job actually by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Nice shot by Smith. Smith's got his first basket of the night.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
54 seconds left in the third. Screen by Valanciunas. Love against Patterson. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded closely. Here's Valanciunas. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there. That one on Jefferson.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Anderson Varejão's checked in for Cleveland. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Richard Jefferson. The Raptors also with a sub. Ross is checked in. Smith against Ross. Smith kicks to Varejão. Dellavedova from outside. A rebound by Johnson. Toronto trailing. Here's Joseph. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Outside DeRozan. Down low. For the lead. And Valanciunas with the layup.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. And so it's Cleveland with it. LeBron is down low with Varejão. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with Irving, and it's Shumpert in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
They've had a strong game on that front, Clark, no doubt about it.
He dishes it to LeBron. Out to Shumpert. It's off the back rim, no good.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Irving dishes to Dellavedova. And we've played through about a minute here in the 4th. Shumpert passes to LeBron. On the wing, Irving. 6 on the shot clock. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
Well, it's no wonder he's a bit cold. He's used to getting a lot more shots than he has today.
Johnson with a screen on Irving. Lowry kicks to Johnson. Back to Lowry. They get the rebound. Scola. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
Looking at who's out there now for the Cavaliers. Mozgov comes in for Anderson Varejão. And Kevin Love is subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
Right side Scola, off the pick. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Cavaliers trailing. And Shumpert kicks to Irving. It's tipped. And here's Lowry. Here's Patterson. That ball's nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 5 assists tonight. Cavaliers have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the 4th. A lot of misses, just the one made. Moves back up. The rebound by Patterson.
That's really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishes.
Ross dishes to Carey. Time expires, and we're going to overtime. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Well, if you love great competition and neck-to-neck basketball action, this one has been a great one. Overtime number 1, getting going right now. And it's the Cavaliers to start out. And so they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. So for Toronto right now, Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Scola out there with Johnson. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5. Lowry drives in. That's good. Lowry's got the first points here in the overtime period for Toronto.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
And James gets it to go.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Toronto calls timeout. Count it, and the foul. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one. Luis Scola just hasn't slowed down. He has 8 points, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
And he's conscious, I think, Clark, of good ball movement. It needs to be a part of their game plan throughout.
Those and ones can be really critical moments in a tight game like this one.
James kicks to Shumpert. Back to LeBron. He feeds it to Thompson. On its way from Irving for 2. They get it again.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Here's DeRozan. The shot is off. James with some nice D. The Cavaliers trail by 3. At the elbow, it's Thompson. Down low. Money!
Well, they're having major trouble dealing with LeBron.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
And been the catalyst all game long. Love how he's distributing the basketball.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, when the offense runs through him, it's really smooth.
Lowry against Irving. LeBron outside. And the shot no good, a bit short. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
And I don't need to tell you guys, those free throws are big. 2-possession game now.
And the Cavaliers call time here. They're behind by 5. There's 18 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Guys, what's your take?
And a quick bucket and a foul is really the only option at this point.
And the important thing about the foul is who you foul. You don't want to send a top-notch free thrower to the line if they can avoid it.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game. And the Cavaliers call time here. They're losing by 7. 9 seconds left in the first overtime. Smith for 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
This definitely wasn't the way they envisioned overtime working out.
And so it's Toronto winning this one. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, Clark, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
Looked to me like the amber light on the gas tank didn't quite come on. They still had enough fuel to get across the finish line comfortably.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching.
The 2K Sports postgame show.